A few weeks ago, Stephen A. Smith delivered a blistering critique of the WNBA following Caitlin Clark's shocking decision to sign a contract in Europe. He made it clear that no amount of anger or scolding would fix what had become a disaster for the league. Clark, one of the brightest stars in basketball, had been treated with neglect by the WNBA, facing pointless technical fouls and dirty plays from jealous players. While the league stood by in disbelief as she walked out the door, Clark struggled with the physical play and the lack of protection from officials, and she wasn't shy about voicing her frustrations. She told reporters, "I feel like I'm getting hammered. Everyone is physical with me and opponents get away with things others wouldn't." It's no wonder she decided to leave. She wasn't just playing basketball in the WNBA, she was surviving it. Faced with constant hacks, disrespect, and dirty tactics, she received no protection from the league. So why would she stay? The WNBA completely failed Caitlin Clark. Despite her incredible contributions, bringing in record-breaking viewership and jersey sales, the league did nothing to protect her. Clark brought in numbers that would make NBA stars take notice, but instead of treating her like the phenomenon she was, the WNBA tossed her aside. They allowed her to get beaten up on the court, shrugged it off, and now they're paying the price. Caitlin's move to Europe should be a reality check for the WNBA, but ESPN's reaction to the situation only underscores how out of touch everyone has been. Even when Clark was pulling in 177,000 fans per game, a 400% increase, ESPN acted like they were covering a small-time event. The Indiana Fever with Clark at the helm led the league in attendance, both at home and on the road. She outsold legends like Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi, yet ESPN barely acknowledged her until it was too late. Clark endured relentless dirty defense, being treated like a human punching bag, all while the WNBA's officiating turned a blind eye. The league didn't just fail to stop it, they practically encouraged it. And instead of stepping in, the WNBA allowed the other players' jealousy to fester into a toxic culture, letting them take shots at Clark without repercussion. The situation was more than just physical, it was personal. Players targeted her, trash-talked her, and threw elbows, all while the WNBA stood by and watched. Then came the racial dynamics. Some players like Alyssa Thomas tried to drag race into the conversation, claiming Clark's popularity was about something other than her talent. Instead of acknowledging her hard work and unmatched skill, they tried to make it about race. Clark didn't ask for the spotlight. She earned it by playing at a level no one else could match. As Caitlin Clark heads to Europe, the WNBA and ESPN are left scrambling, trying to figure out how they let their biggest star slip away. They fumbled, failing to protect a player who put them on the map. Instead of recognizing her value and building something great around her, they let jealousy and poor officiating drive her out. Now, the league is left trying to recover from the loss of its brightest star. The WNBA's refusal to protect Clark is a glaring example of their incompetence. They had a golden opportunity to elevate the league, but instead, they let her get battered on the court, ignored by officials, and belittled by other players. Now they're staring into the abyss, wondering what might have been if they had just protected their star player. But it's too late, the damage is done, and the WNBA will be feeling the sting of this failure for a long time. Subscribe.